Hello, and welcome to day 2. Today I am talking about keeping your energy clear so that you can access your intuition better. It makes it so that you can get more reliable answers from your muscle testing or from using a pendulum, and it makes it easier to do energy work if you do any of that. It also seems like it makes me more confident in the answers that I get when my energy is clear. So I'm going to give you a rundown of what my energy clearing process looks like every day, and some things that you can do to clear your energy as well that will help you when you're going to work with your intuition or your spirit gifts. Okay, so the first thing that I do in the morning when I wake up is ground. So this is to ground your energy with the earth's energy. So there are a couple of ways that you can do this easy. I also uploaded a PDF file to the units for today that has a lot of these suggestions, but I wanted to show you some of the things that I use live as well. So let's see, some of the things that I use just to help stay grounded are black crystals. Let's see, this is hematite and this one is black jade. Black crystals and brown crystals are very grounding. They'll help you keep your connection with the earth. You can also walk around outside barefoot. Barefoot is ideal. If you can't walk around barefoot because it's too cold or it's not safe for you to be barefoot, you can use shoes. It will still work if you can't walk directly on the ground. Like sometimes you can only walk on asphalt or on pavement and it will still work. It's just better if you can be like barefoot on the grass. But so that will help you ground your energy if you can walk around outside. And also the quickest way that I know to ground energy is to just stand with your feet flat on the floor and either say, what would it feel like to be grounded right now, or ground me. And my body moving a little bit when I do it. Your body will usually start to sway a little bit when you say that. When it stops swaying, you are grounded. Your energy is grounded. Another thing that you can do is visualize roots growing out of your base or root chakra. You can imagine either roots or cord coming out of your root chakra going deep into the earth and connecting you with the earth. I like to imagine bringing earth energy back up through that. I have an awesome coach that I've been taking an Akashic Records program from Casey Shope. His method is to do a grounding cord and then run earth energy back up through your feet, up through the right side and down through the left side, I believe it is. So you can run earth energy that way, or you can just imagine energy coming back up through the roots from your root chakra and connecting you that way. So that's the first step. Once my energy is clear, or once I'm grounded, then I go through and clear my energy. Let's see, I'm going to show you some of the things that I use to do that also. Let's see. Okay, so this is selenite. This one you can have around you. You can also place it around your house. Crystals like black or shungite, they are good to help clear as well. So you can put some of these crystals that help protect and clear energy in each corner of your house. I have crystals all over my house, especially by the doorways. By my front door, I have got a cinnamon broom. It's just a broom made out of twigs, and it has cinnamon in it. So cinnamon is good for protection too. So that will help clear your energy. Let's see, this one is one of my favorites. This is blue kyanite. I don't know, you probably can't see these really well. The light in here is kind of dark, but I like the vibe in this room, so it's my favorite. So blue kyanite is really good for clearing and aligning your chakras instantly. As soon as you pick it up, you can feel the energy go through and feel it clear your whole body. I love it for that reason. This is something that I have that's very similar. It's called kyanite. If you can't see that, I got it from Sage Goddess out of California. I think it's got a clear quartz chip in the bottom of it. It smells like berries and kind of a citrus smell. It smells really nice, but I think they changed the scent. Anyway, that doesn't matter, but this works really similarly. If you don't have these crystals, if that's something you want to try, you can spray this directly on your body, or you can spray it in the air and walk through it. That works. I think the reason it's called kyanite is because it works very similarly to the blue kyanite, and it balances your energy very quickly. Let's see, you can smudge. This is white sage. This is something that people use to clean the energy in their house. You'd light this and then walk through the rooms in your house and waft the smoke through the air to help clear the energy in your house. You can also do the same thing with Palo Santo. I love the smell of that one. And if you don't have Palo Santo or sage, you can also use incense, and you can also use candles. This is something else I got from Sage Goddess. This has got, it's a white candle. I'll show you if you can't see it. It's been used quite a bit. The dark pieces that are in it are pieces of sage and Palo Santo, and I think it's also got clear quartz chips in it, but also from Sage Goddess, that works really well to clear the energy. Sometimes I will just light that candle and walk through and use the smoke from that to clear my house. Himalayan salt is really good also. The lamps that they make with this are really good. The light in it and the salt combined will help clear the air in your house, as well as help clear the energy. Let's see. Oh, you can also use moonlight or sunlight. Those are good for clearing crystals as well as your energy, just standing in the light. You can use visualization and just imagine sweeping any stagnant, dull, dirty, negative energy from your body. Both of those work really well. Water is good. You can drink it, swim, shower. Water is also good for clearing your emotions. It matches up with the moon, which is, in astrology, the moon is what represents our emotions. So the moon and water go together with emotions, which I think is why moonlight is a good one to clear your energy with as well. So water, you can either visualize that you're standing like under a waterfall or in the shower and just see it wash over you and wash away whatever energy is congested around your body as you're standing in the water. And you can do the same thing with light too. You can use any color of light. White, I think, works really well. So you can just imagine sweeping all of that energy out of your body with light as well. Okay, so now we're grounded, our energy is cleared, and then we are going to shield. Get a drink really quick. Okay, so shielding, if you are not familiar with this, it is protecting your energy, making it so that you're protected from others. If you are an empath, I talked about this the other day, and then I realized that you might not know what an empath is. An empath is someone who can feel emotions from other people, or they are really in tune with animals or the earth. Someone that's very sensitive to the emotions of others. This is kind of similar to being energy sensitive. So if you are either of those things, it's very important for you to clear your energy, to ground, and to shield every day. If you're an empath like I am, I didn't know that this was even a thing until I was in my late 20s. And when I was in high school, I would very easily absorb emotions from everyone else. And when you're a teenager, your emotions are kind of all over the place anyway, but it makes the up and down roller coaster even more pronounced. So it's really important, if you are sensitive to others' energies, to clear and protect yourself so that you don't absorb as much, and from others sending their energy to you as well. Okay, so some of the things that you can do to shield yourself, again, black crystals. Says Allison is watching. Hi, Allison. I don't know if there's anybody else on or if there's any comments coming on. I have not figured out how Facebook Live works on my phone very well, and my MacBook died. So if there's any comments coming in, I will get to those after I'm done with the video. Let's see. Okay, so black and brown crystals are really good. This necklace that I have got on, it is made of black tourmaline, which is very good for shielding and protecting your energy. And it also, this is the only thing that is helping me stay grounded right now. The energies that are coming through from this COVID pandemic are very intense, and my anxiety has been through the roof. So I have not taken this off except to shower. It's it's the only thing that is keeping me sane right now. So the black tourmaline helps ground and keep you shielded, and this, the front of it is sacred geometry. It's a grid. Okay, so salt and selenite, like we talked about earlier, will also help with shielding. So back to this crystal grid. Let me show you a couple of small ones that I have. This one is called the Flower of Life. And this one, let's see if I can get that without the reflection. That one is Metatrons Cube. So they have a geometric pattern on them, which is has something to do with mathematics. I don't totally understand, but the geometric pattern is good for healing your whole, like the entire being. So if you were going to use something like this, you could put crystals in these circles and wherever the points meet up. I haven't used these ones yet because they're not very big. These ones where the flowers meet up in the middle are good places to put crystals on as well if you're going to do a grid. And you can also just put crystals out in whatever pattern calls to you, whatever feels good to you. That's a great way to use your intuition. I have a lot of friends that use crystal grids and they just pick whatever calls to them. Let's see, clear quartz. Clear quartz is a good amplifier. So this is a great one to use it's good to carry with you if your energy is clear, because it's going to amplify whatever energy you've got with you. And it's a good one to amplify the energy that's in your crystal grid as well. Let's see. Okay, and then a couple of ways that you can shield if you don't have any of these things. You can imagine a bubble of light. I like to use white because white I think is the master healer. It kind of encompasses all the other colors. So if you don't, you can heal with light and you can use different colors. Like I use colors that correspond with the chakras all the time. But if you don't know which would be a good one for you to use, just use white. So you can imagine that you're standing in the middle of a big bubble. Just see this go all the way around you. I like to set the intention that there is a drain in the bottom of the bubble that nothing can get through, but any negative energy, any trapped emotions, or limiting beliefs that I am holding on to will drain out the bottom of that. If you're not familiar with energy healing, trapped emotions are emotions that we are holding on to that we don't know how to process, or we are holding back from feeling for some reason. They stay in our body. I need another drink. Hang on just a minute. They stay in our body, and I've even read articles that say that they are handed down through our DNA if we don't deal with them and process them. So it's sometimes it's hard to deal with what we're feeling, and you might not even know how to do that. But dealing with your emotions as they come up and processing them and limiting beliefs are very similar, but they are beliefs that you have, maybe something that you've been taught from your parents or at school, but it's an idea that you hold on to that isn't true. So that is something that holds you back in some way. Back to the bubble shield. So I set that intention that any of these emotions that I'm holding on to, any of these outdated beliefs that I'm ready to let go of, any negative energy that I'm holding in my being, that it'll just drain out the bottom of the shield as I'm ready to let go of it. And you can even visualize something like an arrow being fired at you and watch it as it bounces off this bubble shield. That I think is a good visualization for your brain, so that your body knows that it's safe and that it's protected. Another thing that you can do to shield, if you don't want to use a bubble, you can make a shield out of anything that you want. This is another visualization. I'm having a hard time with that word tonight. If you want to use a zipper shield, you would just stand with your feet flat on the floor, and then I just imagine like you are pulling up a sleeping bag up and around your body, and then pulling it up towards your head so that it goes all the way around you like a cocoon. And you can even imagine like you're zipping it up like a sleeping bag too, so that you're completely enclosed. So I have used colored light for this. I have used different kinds of metals. I've used different elements, like trees or music or flowers or things like that. I've used crystals, anything that feels like a good fit for you, that feels comforting or protecting or whatever it is that you need at that moment, you can make your shield out of. So all the biggest thing, that the most important thing here is that you feel like you are safe and like your energy is encompassed and protected. Okay, let's see, I think that is everything I brought in for show and tell. So that is the process that I go through every day. Grounding, clear my energy, and then shield. And if you start to feel like your energy is cloudy, or if you're feeling off during the day, you can repeat this process. If you are an empath or an energy sensitive, sometimes it's because of something that you have still absorbed from someone else. So if it's someone else's emotions that you are picking up, it's easy to get rid of these sometimes if you just ask yourself, is this mine? Sometimes that's enough for your brain to engage and realize, hey, this isn't my emotion, and to send it back to whoever it came from. When I am clearing my energy, I like to set the intention that anything that I have absorbed leaves my being and goes back to wherever it came from. And then I do that again with any negative energy that anyone has sent to me. That works with people that are energy vampires, like people that like to feed off of your energy, people that are a low vibration, that are negative. They like to bring people that are higher vibration, that are positive and that have a higher vibration than them down sometimes, so they will feed off your energy, which is really important to keep shielded if you're around crowds and you're sensitive to things like that, or if people are just negative and they just don't want to see you succeed or to be happy, whatever. Sometimes people just, I don't know, people just don't want other people to be happy if they're not. So I like to send any of that absorbed energy back, and any of the negative energy that has been sent to me or may have been sent to me back to whoever or whatever it came from as well. I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about as far as clearing your energy. So once you've done those things, then you can start playing with your intuition. It's really important if you are going to read someone else's energy, or if you are going to, like if you are trying to do something like remote viewing, where you're trying to gather details about a picture. One of the groups that I've been in for helping people to develop as an empath and to develop their spiritual gifts, they have exercises that you can tap into a picture of a place that they post and try to figure out where it is in the world. So if you're going to do something like that, it's really important for you to shield before you do that, before you connect to any energy from person, place, or thing that is not your own, to make sure that you're protected first and foremost. Okay, so once you have started working with the grounding, the clearing, and protecting your energy, then it's fun to start practicing with your intuition. See if you can pick up on someone else's emotions that you're around. See if you can gather details from what their life might be like, what they're going through, maybe a situation. Like sometimes you can walk into a room and it feels like it's heavy with emotion, like some kind of a conflict that's gone on. And again, you can see how important it would be to make sure that you're shielded before you go into something like this. You can walk through a place and see if you can gather details of events that have happened in that area, and you can do it with objects too. It's kind of fun if it can be overwhelming if you go into a secondhand store, but it's kind of fun to hold objects and see if you can pick up any details about the people that might have owned that thing, or what it might have been used for, like just kind of the history behind that object. So those are some fun ways that you can start playing with your intuition. This is why I feel like the pendulum or the muscle testing is important, because it gives you that basis for knowing if the answers that you're getting from your intuition are correct or not. And I think I said this on Sunday. With intuition, you need to be able to trust yourself and be confident in yourself and the answers that you're receiving. And the more that you use your intuition and practice that, the stronger it's going to become, and the stronger that your confidence in yourself and the answers that you're receiving is going to be. I kind of want to out myself a little bit here. I am really good at getting the gender correct for women that are having babies. I have a high success rate for that. I have gotten fairly good at being able to find objects that people lose in their house. Last year, as I was going through the Akashic Records course that I'm taking from Casey, my intuition was at probably an all-time high. And in one of the groups that I'm in, somebody had posted that she had lost some important paperwork and asked for help in finding it, and I could clearly see where it was located in her house. I told her it was in between a couple of books on a dark table, like those old secretary desk type things. That's what I was seeing in my mind. And I think it was the next day she came back to that thread and posted that it was exactly where I told her I saw it. So things like that are totally within the realm of possibility when you are confident in your intuition and practice. I am getting close to 40 now, and I didn't have any idea that I was clairvoyant or had any of these other abilities. When I was younger, I was very sensitive to others' emotions and things that were going on around me, and I was always sensitive to spirits that were around me. I could feel that people, like especially family members that had passed on, I could feel them with me. But once I started practicing my intuition, then some of those gifts started to come in stronger, and I started to be able to hear some of these spirits around me talking to me. I started to be able to see them, and sometimes some of my other ones that aren't as strong are taste and smell. Those kind of come in and out, but those are not ones that I have worked with as much. Mostly feeling, knowing, seeing, and hearing are my strongest ones. So those are ones that I've practiced and worked with a lot, just kind of everywhere I go, seeing what I can pick up about a situation. And you can work with other people too, like if they have something that's like a family heirloom, you can ask them to send you a picture of it and see if you can pick up any details from that, and that's a way that you can confirm the answers that you get right, because they'll know if it's right. Those are really good exercises to start doing to be able to confirm answers that you get from your intuition. And we're going to do a few of these things the rest of this week. Just trying to see if there's anything else I need to or want to tell you today. Okay, the biggest one when you start working with your intuition, I feel like for me, is to not be scared of it. I know like in the past there's been things like the Salem witch trials and things where there have been scary real world consequences for people for outing themselves in the spiritual community as being gifted or things like that. So I think there's a lot of stored trauma that comes through people's timelines, and even today, like without having, even if you're safe to do that, to out yourself outside of whatever your circle is, people in the outside world don't understand these gifts sometimes. So there's still kind of a fear that you might be judged or ridiculed or things like that. So feeling like you're safe and I think developing a community of people who have similar interests and similar gifts is important. It's good for you to have support, and good for you to have that safety net, so that you feel like you can practice these things, and so that you can get better at them. So that's something that I like to affirm. I don't know if any of you are into energy work. I like to do EFT tapping. And I don't always go by the points that they do, you know, the ones on the hands and on the face. I feel like tapping is effective for you to just do anywhere on your body that you're feeling it. Hello, Gwen. I didn't know you were on here. So I like to tap right here in the middle of my sternum. I am safe. I am safe to practice my intuition. I am safe to practice exercising my gifts. I'm safe to develop my gifts. Anything that feels like it's a block to you to access your intuition or to practice it, you can just tap on your body. I'm safe. It's safe for me to do this. It's safe for me to practice. That will help you to shift those emotions out of your body as well. So that's double bonus there for you. Okay, so I think that is everything that I wanted to talk about. Do you guys have any questions while I'm on? Hopefully you can hear me. I've got my fan going in here. I know it made my voice vibrate a little bit last night, but if I don't have it now, I've got that allergy dry cough going on, and I didn't want to cough through the video, so I figured I'd better have the cool instead. So okay. All right. If you don't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. If anybody has any questions after you watch the replay or anything else that comes in, post it in this thread. If you have any general questions about intuition, I'm going to post a Q&A thread. If I get enough of those, I will probably do a live Q&A session to answer those. If there's just a few of them, I'll probably just answer them in the thread. But yeah. Let me know how it goes with your energy clearing, and if you have any questions, let me know. We'll see you back here tomorrow for day 3. Have a great night.